Phyllis Novak?
That's me.
Geez, you didn't tell me that there's no elevator in this building.
It's only the 3rd floor. I didn't think it'd be an issue.
Well, it wouldn't have been if this suitcase wasn't so damn heavy. What the hell's in here anyways? Bricks?
Well, actually, there's this cute little stationery store in Beverly Hills that was going out of business, and they had a great deal on paperweights, so I thought I'd pick up a few to give out at Christmas.
How few is a few?
30?
30 paperweights?
I have a long list.
Oh, geez, it's a wonder the plane was able to take off.
Yeah, I know it seems like a little bit much, but I'm the kind of person who, upon seeing a good opportunity, takes it.
Oh, I guess I should consider myself lucky when they have filing cabinets on sale. What do you want?
Just anywhere's fine. Over by the bedroom would be really good. It'd probably be easier if you raised the telescopic handle and wheeled it.
I would, except it's broken.
Oh no, how did that happen? It's a fairly new bag. It seemed perfectly fine when I used it this morning.
You aren't insinuating that I broke it?
No, of course not. I mean, why would you want to do a thing like that?
Is that a question?
No. Still, it does seem curious.
Let's just stop there, okay?
Okay.
I don't get it. Didn't my bag, being so much lighter than yours, give you some indication that you were taking the wrong suitcase?
Well, if it did, obviously you never would have left with it. I mean, when I saw the bag with my initials on it, PN, I just assumed it was mine, and that was that.
First of all, it did not have your initials on it. It had mine. BN as in Bradley 9, not PN as in Phyllis Novak. Well, I do have to admit that the bottom part of the B is kind of scraped off due to some wear and tear, but if you look closely, you can still make out a B, not a P.
Look, Bradley, I'm sorry you're irritated about all this and are ending up with each other's bags, but it all worked out. Let's be grateful for that. Besides, I'm sure if you'd gone to the baggage claim office and told them about the mix-up, they would have taken care of it. I mean, they do that. They would have taken yours and brought it to you, and taken mine and brought it to me, and your coming here would have been unnecessary.
That sounds all well and good, but frankly a bit naive. I know how the airlines operate. If I would have gone to baggage claim, 3 things would have happened for certain. You wouldn't see your bag again, I would never see my bag again, and somebody in Madagascar would have been stuck with 30 paperweights. Luckily, your ID tag included everything I needed to know about you, your name, address, and phone number. And since you only lived 4 blocks away from me, taking it back to my place and calling you made the most sense. Can I sit down and walk all the way from my place with that bag?
Oh, well, you should have taken a cab. I would have gladly shared the expense with you.
It wasn't the expense. If I got into a cab and told the cab driver I was only going 4 blocks, he would have gotten pissed off. I was already pissed off, and frankly, the last thing I need to be is in a cab with 2 pissed off people. Is there a chance you might offer me a cold drink or something?
Oh, sure.
Well, offer it.
Would you like a cold drink or something?
Well, that would be nice. You're so thoughtful.
You're a handful, aren't you?
Well, I need to be. I'm an attorney at the IRS. Hey, maybe next time you travel, you should tie one of those little red ribbons around your handle. That way screw-ups like this won't happen.
Well, by the same token, you could have tied a little red ribbon around your handle.
Forget that. Men don't do it. That's a woman thing.
So then tie a man thing. How about an athletic supporter? That's pretty masculine. I could go one step further, but that might be too picturesque. How's the diet root beer?
Fine, thanks.
Would you like a glass?
Did you bring one?
No.
You obviously don't think I need one. Geez, it's been one of those stupid days. From the time I left LA, it's been one screw after another. I had trouble checking out of my hotel. I almost missed my damn airplane. I sat next to this woman and her screaming child. Oh, and that lunch they served us. I think it was supposed to be pot roast, but I really don't think meat should be blue. Why I ate it, I'll never know. Damn airlines, unless they screw up your day, they ain't happy.
Well, they got us here safe and sound, and nowadays that's about as much as you can hope for.
Don't try and cheer me up, I'm not in the mood for it.
I'm sorry you've been somewhat inconvenienced by all this, and I take full responsibility for the baggage mix-up. So how about I apologize profusely, and you can finish your drink, and then you can be on your way. How's that?
I wouldn't be surprised if that made us both very happy.
I have a strong suspicion that it will. Oh crap, I forgot to put your lock back on.
What lock?
The little lock that was on your suitcase.
You unlocked my suitcase?
Yeah, it wasn't that hard. I mean, these little locks are really a joke. A kitchen knife and a tiny screwdriver opens all of them.
That's not the point. You didn't need to unlock my suitcase. Everything you needed to know was on the outside ID tag. My name, address, phone number. Why'd you unlock my suitcase?
Well, you were coming to my apartment. This is New York. You don't just let anyone come to your apartment in New York. No want to know a little bit about you in case I thought it was necessary. I should have a cop here or something.
Oh, you should have got one. You could help me carry that damn bag up the stairs.
After looking through your photo album, I realized that your eyes seem to hold a reasonable touch of sanity, which proves that pictures can be misleading.
My photo album? Those were my wedding pictures.
I know. It said so on the imitation leather cover. The wedding of Joyce and Bradley. Joyce is quite pretty.
Yeah, she is. Damn it, you really had no business.
She seemed so radiantly happy.
Okay, she was. We both were. Look, I think you
It's
only...
such a pity that it didn't work out.
You read the letters. You read my letters. How dare you?
Look, don't give yourself a seizure. Yes, I did read them, and I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have. I just happen to be a very inquisitive person.
Nosy is more like it.
Yeah, well, I guess it comes with the territory.
I think the territory is breaking and entering. God, what a snoop you are. You should get a job with the CIA. They can use your kind of help.
Oh, get off it. I'm an editor of Putnam. I read books all day long, and over the years I may have developed an acute curiosity problem. And now I have this overwhelming urge to know how things end. It's a stupid and annoying hang-up, and I desperately wish I could get over it, but I can't, and most likely won't. When I was looking through your suitcase, I found the pictures of you and Joyce absolutely mesmerizing.
You did?
I did. You both had this overwhelming look of certainty on your faces that your marriage was going to last no matter what.
Yeah, we did have that look, didn't we?
Yeah. The photographer must have done some really heavy-duty touching up.
Well, I mean, he did do some, but honestly not that much.
And then those letters, they were tied together so sweetly with that cute little frilly red ribbon.
Look, I swear that's the only time I used a red ribbon.
That's no point. The point is that they were obviously tied with care and affection, and I was truly happy for you. I thought, my God, maybe they know the secret.
Secret to what?
To a happy, lasting, trusting relationship. Relationships like that in this day and age aren't easy to come by. I mean, I should know. I've been through quite a few of them.
Well, I'm not surprised. Who wants to live their life with a spy?
Well, for your information, Bradley, all the breakups are my doing.
That's what you say.
No, it's true. It's very true. I'm just too cautious. I want to 100% guarantee that the choice I'm going to make is going to be the right one, the perfect one. But as the relationship progresses, I find a flaw that starts out small, but later becomes so overwhelming I can't even get over it. It could be anything, really. The way he eats, the sounds he makes when he sleeps, the TV shows he likes. I seem to be hung up on finding the perfect man that I know doesn't exist, but I can't seem to settle for anything less.
You're obviously a bit of a nutcase.
It's possible.
Look, I don't know why you're telling me all this, and frankly, I could care less. I didn't come up here to make a friend.
And believe me, you haven't. Maybe that's why I'm being so open with you about all this. Since we don't know each other, and I probably won't ever see you again, it's easier for me to open up to you than it would be to a closer, more sympathetic acquaintance. I mean, it's obvious that I have a commitment problem, and it's clearly bothering me, but when I finally make the choice till death do us part, I won't have a shot at it.
Well, who the hell knows how anything's going to work out anyways? Especially marriage. I sure didn't. And as for the perfect husband, I thought I was one. 5 days a week, I would leave the house early in the morning and not come home till late at night. Except on weekends, Joyce hardly ever saw me. What more could a wife ask for?
What are you doing?
I'm just checking to see if everything's still where it's supposed to be.
Oh, please, you didn't think that
I don't know what to think.
Well, I didn't take anything. Besides, your taste in clothes is a little on the sorrowful side. Almost everything's gray. Maybe you should try adding a little bit of color. Maybe just add a drop of cheer to your personality.
Forget it. In my frame of mind, the only color that makes sense is black. 1, 2...
Trust me, all of your letters are there, all 11 of them.
There were 12 of them.
You can't get a cease and desist from her lawyer. Tell me, why do you keep those letters?
How about it's none of your business?
God, she accused you of everything. I don't remember every accusation, but the words boring, indifferent, humorless, and cranky do come up quite a bit. I mean, if all she said about you is true, then I can understand her wanting out of the marriage.
Maybe it is possible that I was boring, humorless, and cranky. But not that it's any of your concern. The last thing I was indifferent. Look, I wish I was, then I wouldn't be taking this breakup so hard. You want to know the real reason why she left me? It's quite simple, actually. We went to her high school class reunion, and her high school sweetheart showed up, and she ran off to California with him. That'll usually put a damper on any marriage. Now, can we just drop the subject?
Okay. How was your sex life?
I really don't think that's any of your business either.
No, listen, okay. 95% of the books that my company publishes are called kitchen novels. They're novels written by housewives. In almost all of them, the first thing that goes wrong in a marriage is the sex life.
Well, maybe if your housewives spent more time taking care of their husbands and not writing their stupid books, you wouldn't have those statistics. Besides, our sex life was damn good. Once, twice, even 3 times a month. And that's almost remarkable for New York.
Yeah, I guess so.
Besides, we were married for almost 4 years. You can't keep a marriage hot and heavy forever, you know. I didn't have a clue she wasn't happy. Everywhere we go, we'd hold hands. Except at that stupid high school class reunion. Why did I agree to attend? She danced almost every dance with that ex-boyfriend of hers.
And where were you?
The shrimp bar. I like shrimp. It was all you can eat for $10. But since she left me, I don't even think I can look at another shrimp. Look, I don't know why I'm telling you all this, and frankly, I feel lousier now than before I came up here. I need to go.
You went to LA to obviously try to talk her into coming back to you, didn't you?
Look, I don't know why I went to LA. Not that it's any of your business. But all I did for 6 days was sit in my hotel room. I didn't leave. I didn't make any phone calls. I even ate all my meals in my room. I think the hotel and the airlines have the same chef. Look, I don't know if you can understand this, but I just want to be in the same city as her. It was crazy. I was crazy. Now here I am talking to you, and I think you're crazy. Oh, God, I really, really miss her.
You really miss her, don't you?
Did I just say that? I thought I just said that.
Yeah, you did.
I miss that woman. Oh my God.
God, are you crying?
Yes, I'm crying.
I feel really bad. I don't want to send you home like this. Would you like a paperweight? I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I have to admit, I'm really impressed by a man's crying.
Oh, I'm really thrilled to hear that.
No, it's true. It shows sensitivity. Never would have guessed that about you. None of the men I was ever serious about cried.
Well, maybe if you married them, they would have. You have no problems. Maybe if we had kids, she would have stayed. Men seldom run off with women who have kids.
Well, why do you have any?
She would stop taking birth control pills. My life's a mess.
I know.
I can't see it ever getting any better.
Probably not going to.
Are you agreeing with me?
I'm sorry. I just didn't think now would be a good time not to.
I should go. I hate losing control like this.
I know. It's not a pretty picture.
I thought you said you liked it.
I do. It still doesn't mean it's a pretty picture.
Okay, I'm fine. Oh, no.
I feel so badly for you.
Me too.
Okay, well, do you have any plans for dinner?
Yeah, I was actually going to go home and take some poison.
I don't think now is a good time for you to be by yourself. So, I haven't eaten since the airplane, and I'm pretty sure you haven't either, so why don't we go catch dinner?
Hope you're not trying to cheer me up.
No, that may not be possible. I was just thinking, we could talk about other things to get your mind off your ex-wife. The suitcase incident seems to have pushed you over the edge, and I feel like that's sort of my fault. So, it doesn't have to be long. We can talk about other things, movies and books and stuff. I have work in the morning, and I'm sure you do too. And, since you brought my suitcase over, I'll even pick up the check. What do you say?
Are you offering to buy me dinner?
I am.
Well, that's very decent and unexpected of you. I might like that a lot.
Good. So, besides shrimp, what kind of food do you like? How about French?
How about Italian?
I don't think Italian's good for you. Apparently you get acid buildup.
Oh, you went through my toiletries. You found my Tums. Why did you go through my toiletries?
Well, I wanted to see if you took any of my depressants. After what you've been through, you should highly consider consulting your doctor. They're quite wonderful.
Well, do you take them?
Do you think I could have survived this ordeal with you if I did it? Now let's go before you start crying again.
Look, I really don't think this is such a good idea.
It's probably not, but we can talk about that at dinner. Oh, by the way, your bottle of Advil has expired.
Ah, jeez.
Hello, I'm I'm Dr. Jonathan Alexander, a professional licensed psychologist with degrees from several prestigious universities, a BA, an MA, a PhD, etc., etc. I deal mainly in couples counseling and have written a number of books on the subject. Among them, Couples in Conflict, Couples in Combat, and the recently published Couples in Hell. All of them about nipping bad relationships in the bud. What you are watching, obviously, is a story about two people who were absolutely so wrong for each other, but nevertheless end up getting involved with each other, and most likely at the end of the show wind up together. A wonderful, neat little story we seem to encounter in movies and shows over and over and over again. Frankly, for my taste, I find these sort of stories a bit trite, but that's not important. What is important is that they are really very misleading and does you, the audience, a great disservice. Ladies and gentlemen, in my professional and knowledgeable opinion, you are watching a train wreck about to happen. I don't care how this show ends, this is a relationship that won't and can't work, and unfortunately, 2 years down the line, I'm afraid you're going to realize that. Phyllis and Bradley are two very, very troubled people who, if they had any common sense, would get out of each other's lives as fast as they could. Let's start with Bradley. Ugh, Bradley. Just his name makes me shudder. It really says it all, doesn't it? Angry, confused, whiny. God, I just hate to see a man cry. Certainly there are times when it can't be helped, like over the loss of a loved one, or when your favorite baseball team loses the World Series. But for most of the time, it shows a definite lack of confidence and control. Not really a desirable attribute in a man. And as for Phyllis, I myself would rather be run over by a semi-truck than be involved with someone like her. I've seen controlling women before, but she really takes the cake. Strong, domineering, opinionated. She'd rather live anyone else's life but her own. What the hell can these two very troubled and contradictory people expect from this sort of union? What happens after they're married and they're up to their necks in kids, and house payments, and car payments, and school tuitions, and insurance payments, and both realize they are now leading lives of unfulfillment, unhappiness, and ulcers? The point I'm trying to make is that life is not a play. You've got to look past the happy ending, for crying out loud. If two people aren't right for each other in the beginning of a relationship, they haven't got a prayer in hell of working it out down the line. Anyway, Phyllis and Bradley have eaten, and they're on their way back to her place, so I'd better get going. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the show, you'll have the opportunity to purchase all 3 of my books in the lobby. Thank you.
Well, good night and good luck. It's been an experience.
The very least you can do is say thanks.
No, the very least I can do is get the hell out of here. How could you do what you did?
What did I do?
Well, maybe it had been a nice evening, or a tolerable evening if that, but you had to go invite that obnoxious woman to our table. And then you had to tell her everything about my marriage. How callous are you?
Mitzi Cartwright is one of my dearest friends. I had no idea she'd be at that restaurant, and since she was by herself, I thought it'd only be the polite thing to do to ask her to join us. Besides, I didn't think you'd be so hell-bent on keeping your secret, especially since you were so open about it with both the waiter and the maitre d'.
Well, they saw me crying. What was I supposed to tell them? What if they blamed it on the food or the service or something? Why should they go home feeling upset?
Anyway, I thought Mitzi might be someone you might like to get to know. I mean, it seems like you two have a lot in common. She had a bad marriage, you had a bad marriage.
Oh, forget it. She had 3 bad marriages.
Regardless, I had optimistically hoped that you might find comfort in each other's misfortune, so I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Actually, let me get one little thing straight. I did not have a bad marriage. I had a great marriage. It was my wife who seemed to have the bad marriage. Besides, how could you think someone like Mitzi could ever comfort me? She's so loud and so pushy, and the way she insisted we taste each other's food.
That's what people do in a Chinese restaurant.
That's not what I do. When I go to a restaurant, I want to order something that I want to eat, not the crap everybody else wants. You took a bite, she took a bite, the people at the table over next to us took a bite. By the time I got my plate back, there was nothing but 3 hot peppers and some fish bones from somebody else's meal. No wonder people are hungry 2 hours after leaving a Chinese restaurant.
Well, I'm afraid your ex-wife is right. You are very cranky.
I'm very hungry, and that's what makes me cranky. Do you have any milk?
Low-fat milk.
Can I have a glass? My stomach's killing me. I shouldn't have ate those hot peppers.
Okay, I'll get them.
My stomach's actually making hunger noises. When I get home, I'm gonna make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and eat it in the closet where I won't have to share with anyone. Oh yeah, and another thing, that stupid fortune. Everybody else got good fortunes except for me. Stay away from chocolate? What kind of dopey fortune is that? I love chocolate. There's not anything decent left in my life.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Forget it. Repeating it will just give one of us a headache. You know what really irks me?
Oh, I would say about 95% of everything in the world.
That you could ever think someone like Mitzi could appeal to me.
Look, I'm not in the matrimony business. It seemed like you two had a lot in common. She's pathetic. You're pathetic. I thought it was a perfect match.
Well, maybe in hell it would have been, but at Uncle Wong Fu's Chinese grill, it wasn't. There was absolutely no chemistry between us. Not a bit.
Really? Then why'd you give her your phone number?
She asked for it, and I didn't want to embarrass her. She's your friend. Besides, I'm going to change it soon anyways. I'm going to get calls from people who want to sell me something. And even when I try to explain to them about my marriage, they end up siding with each other. Those that don't hang up anyways.
Well, Mitzi sided with you. She was the only one in the whole restaurant that did.
Well, that's not true. Jose the waiter seemed very sympathetic.
Maybe he wasn't. He just wanted a good tip.
I hope you left him one.
Well, I did. Anyway, besides the 2 or 3 times they got to a crying jag again, I don't think it was that bad of an evening. And between you and me, I think if Mitzi calls, you should give her a chance.
Forget it. She's been married 3 times and dumped 3 times. There's a message there, and I believe I got it. What am I going to do without Joyce? I'm going to die without her.
So annoying.
Okay, I can't help it. I'm sorry. There's that soft velvet brown hair and those beautiful brown eyes. Wait, were they blue eyes? I don't remember. I never really looked that closely. God, I miss that woman.
Weren't you ever the least bit suspicious that your marriage was in trouble?
Not for a minute. I thought she was happy. I thought I was happy. That's all you could ever ask for. I would have done anything to save that marriage. I love the married life. In the winter, there was always somebody you can lay next to and warm your cold feet up against. In the summer, there was always somebody to put sunscreen on your back. And New Year's, I always had a date. I'm a man in pain.
You want some good advice?
No, you've been giving me advice all evening. Even at the Chinese restaurant, you told me to order Kung Pao chicken.
Well, I thought it was an excellent choice.
I wouldn't know. I never got a chance to stick my elk in it, remember?
Well, here's the last bit of advice I'm going to give you, and you'll be smart to consider it very seriously. The only chance you have of becoming healthy enough to fit back into society again is to get involved with someone as quickly as possible, even if it's just a superficial relationship. Just someone to get your mind off both you and Joyce, because at the rate you're going, you're building it into something much bigger than it was, and you're only going to wind up more depressed than you are now.
Well, one thing's for sure, I'm not going to get involved with Mitzi. She's so wrong for me, it's funny. I'd rather be involved with you than her. God, I'm going to die. I can feel it. Oh. I once read an article where a man wished himself dead and he died. Maybe after taxes I'll get more thought.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do what?
I'll do what you suggested. I'll let you get involved with me.
Wait a minute, I didn't suggest that. You suggested it.
I suggested you get involved with someone. You suggested me. I just thought it over, and it makes really good sense.
You just thought it over. That was like 2 seconds ago.
I have a mind that processes things very quickly.
I was just rambling. I don't even really like you that much at all.
Okay, that's not the point. The point is, I think our getting involved with each other could be a wonderful idea. By concentrating on me, there'll be less room in your head for your ex-wife. I'll fill up the space she took and more. We can go see movies, see plays, go on walks. I'll make you do things that'll put you out in the world again.
What about bowling?
No, I draw the line at bowling.
Just ask.
You'll find that I'm a very strong, independent woman, which is exactly what I think you need at this time in your life.
All right, so what's the catch?
What do you mean, what's the catch?
I mean, what's in it for you?
Look, I'll level with you, and don't take this the wrong way. Being with you for as short a time as I have, I realize there is not a single man I dated that was half the pain in the ass you are. So you're boring, you're cranky, you're practically hopeless. You're everything your ex-wife said you were, if not more.
So now you're taking her side too.
Oh, here it is in a nutshell, Bradley. All my life I've been searching for the perfect man. Deep down inside, I know there's no such animal. I have a feeling that by forcing myself to be around you for any length of time, any man that comes my way afterwards is going to look like Prince Charming in comparison. Even by spending just a month or two with you, maybe I'll finally be able to settle, to be more tolerable of your shortcomings, and maybe I won't be doomed to a life of spinsterhood.
So you'd be using me.
Yeah. But you'd be using me.
Wow, that's so sick.
Yeah. But so are we in our own way. I mean, you, of course, much worse than me, but, you know. You need to be forced to forget about a marriage that's over, and I need to be forced to get real about relationships. Otherwise, we're both going to end our lives as the stupid, sad souls that we are.
Okay, so what you're saying is that we'd be going steady, but in like a superficial sort of way?
Yeah, a very superficial sort of way.
How long?
Let's just say about as long as it takes for one of us to get so fed up with the other that we may need to be institutionalized.
What about sex?
Take your pants off and I'll knock your lights out.
Well, that's more like being married than going steady.
Yes, well, keep in mind this is not a romance, it is a companionship.
A companionship? Don't you have to be in like your 60s for something like that? God, I don't know. I need some time. Kind of mold my head around a little bit.
If you're smart, you'll give me a yes right now. Otherwise, in a few days' time, there may be a chance I might come to my senses.
I don't know. Okay, we're dating, but not really dating. I really don't like that idea, but I have to admit anything's better than this constant walling away in pain. Okay. I'll do it! I say yes! I'll do anything to get over that beautiful
Okay,
brown
yes,
Hey, maybe if I show you some recent pictures of her, you'll know why I'm so sad.
If you must.
Yeah, I have some in my wallet right here. I heard she's gotten even more attractive since she left me.
Yeah, she is very pretty. But from now on, I'm the woman in your life.
Oh, that was cruel.
Yes, whether it's 100% or not at all.
You're tough.
You got that part right.
Gosh, I hate to admit it, but this might actually work. I can already feel my anger towards Joy slowly turning towards you.
Excellent. So when do you want to start?
Well, why not tomorrow? Mondays are always the saddest days for me. Until football season rolls around, there's nothing to watch.
Okay, so tomorrow, we'll go see a movie.
What about dinner?
Something healthy.
I'd rather have something good.
We'll see.
Gosh, I hate to do this. It just shows how desperate I am. Well, I do have to admit, it's very nice of you to go out of your way for me like this. Nobody's ever
Please
gone
don't
away.
start crying.
I promise. Well, good night, Phyllis. Let's just say around 7 tomorrow. Yeah. Jeez, it's been one messed up day, hasn't it?
Bradley, are you forgetting something?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
I meant your suitcase.
Good night, Phyllis.
Let me explain how I've been. Here I am, a very cautious, unattached, not unattractive woman, with no man in sight and not getting any younger. Okay, and along comes Bradley Naughton, who is not bad-looking, clean, apparently no criminal record, has a good job, is emotionally needy and ripe for the picking, except for one slight problem. He's not my type. So the plan is this. I will turn Bradley Naughton into my type. George Bernard Shaw sort of did that in Pygmalion, and it worked out just fine. He's already beaten down, so his resistance will be almost nil. I'll simply win his confidence, make him completely dependent on me, and what I don't like about him, I'll change. You see, in no time at all, Bradley Naughton will be the perfect man for me. Trust me, when I'm done with him, you will like him so much more than you do now. I know what you're thinking. What about his hang-up with his ex-wife? Well, in all the time that he was whining and moaning and complaining about how much he missed her, did you ever hear the word love mentioned? That should tell you something. Anyway, I think it's a very positive opportunity. Devious, underhanded, unethical, yeah. But in today's market, not a bad option for a single girl over 25, especially one as spirited and picky and terrified of our relationships as myself. I know what you're thinking. What about the love on my part? Well, I've been living without it this entire time, and as you can see, it hasn't affected me in the least. Yeah, so I think Bradley and I can have a very nice life together. I'll have to write the airlines a thank you note.
Excuse me.
Yes.
How do you do? I'm Dr. Jonathan Alexander, a professional licensed psychologist with degrees from several prestigious universities. The audience has already met me. I've written counseling, and I've written a number of books on the subject.
And what seems to be the problem?
I need to warn you, Miss Novak, you are in very dangerous territory. It's obvious you and Mr. Naughton are destined to wind up together before the show ends.
Yes, well, that's the idea. I mean, the audience is looking forward to it and actually expects it.
Yes, but you need to know that after the show ends, when you do begin going through life,
Yeah, what about it?
well, as I've already told the audience, it's going to be a disaster. If there were two people ever more wrong for each other, it's you two.
Yeah, but didn't you hear what I was just telling them? I'm gonna change him. I'm gonna make him the perfect man for me. And as long as I control the ship, I'll make sure we avoid all rocks and reefs.
Oh boy. If anyone ever needs to read my books, it's you, Miss Novak. Please try to understand this. In a good relationship, there's no one in control. No one trying to change the other person. I'll tell you what. My books sell for $25 each. I'll let you have all three for $59.95, tax included.
Yeah, but I'm really not that interested.
Okay. How about in all three for even $50? And I'll also throw in an autographed picture.
Look, it's not the price of your picture. I mean, I just feel like I'm in control of the situation. I don't need to read any books.
You're a very stubborn woman.
I like to think of myself as determined.
Look, I'm just trying to save you a lot of grief down the road. Do me a favor. Take my card. Before all this is over, chances are good you're going to need to seek professional help. I charge $250 an hour.
$250? I'd have to be crazy to pay that kind of money.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Here's my problem with therapy. In today's day and age, I'm not so sure mental health is such a good thing. Okay, back to business. First date with Bradley. Going to the movies.
I see you didn't change clothes.
I know. So you didn't change colors. Okay, first date. Here we go. How was your dinner?
It's alright, I guess. I just wish I didn't have the chicken. The roast beef looked great.
Red meat is a professional killer, Bradley. When you're in your 90s, you'll thank me.
When I'm in my 90s, I can have soup. When I have teeth, I'd like to have the roast beef. What movie are we seeing?
Oh, something light. I don't want you getting any more upset than you already are.
I'm not upset.
You cried at the restaurant.
Yeah, but not until dessert. The dessert made me think of Joyce. She always ordered rice pudding.
But you got apple pie.
Yeah, but when they brought out the dessert tray, the apple pie was right next to the rice pudding. Oh no.
What?
This theater. Joyce and I used to always come here.
You got a long life ahead of you, Bradley. You're gonna go lots of places that you and Joyce went to. Besides, it's a movie theater. What memories can a movie theater hold? You get your ticket, you go in, you see the movie, and then you leave. Try not to look for the memories.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'll do. Screw memories. They're the thing of the past. You want popcorn? I always get popcorn. I love popcorn.
No, I think maybe just a box of Raisinets.
Raisinets?
Yeah, I like Raisinets.
Oh, please don't get the Raisinets.
I like Raisinets.
What if you got some red licorice or some Jordan almonds?
Joyce ordered Raisinets.
She loved Raisinets. Yeah, but sometimes you'd have several boxes. I don't think I can stand to be around them. Not yet, at least.
Okay, fine. I'll get the red licorice.
Wait a minute. No. If you want Raisinets, you gotta get Raisinets because why should you have to suffer because of Joyce and I?
Well, I'd hardly call going without a box of Raisinets at the movie suffering.
Well, look, I insist you get the Raisinets. I need to deal with this like a grown man. Miss, I'll have 2 boxes of Raisinets, please. One for me and one for my date. How's that?
Very brave. I'm impressed.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, and Miss, I'll have a medium Coke.
Coke?
She ordered Coke.
Sometimes you drink so much you have to go to the restroom 4 times in one film.
Okay, scratch the Coke.
Look, no, actually, Joyce is out of my life. She made that decision. And a large Coke, please.
I just wanted a medium.
Well, Raisinets get you thirsty. I thought we could share.
But you hate sharing.
Well, I'd just be sharing with you. I mean, not the whole theater. I can handle that. But do you mind if I get 2 straws? At least until we get to know each other's history a little better.
Fine. What about popcorn?
Well, I don't know, I love popcorn, but I only have $50 cash, and that's barely enough to cover the soda and the Raisinets.
Get the popcorn. They accept MasterCard.
Do? Damn it. Joyce had a MasterCard, and her last transactions were 2 plane tickets to California.
Okay, let's go. Before you start running again. God.
You know what this apartment needs? Adventure. Excitement. The way it is now, it's too perfect, too ordinary. There's no mystery, no romance. Everything is where it's supposed to be. You expect a chair there? There's a chair there. You expect a table there? There's a table there. The windows have drapes, the floors have a rug, the walls have pictures. Just what the hell is the statement? There is none. You know what I did to my living room? I said to hell with this everyday plebeian thinking. I threw caution at the wind. First, I got rid of everything. Emptied the entire room. Then, I got the walls painted chartreuse. Proceeded, I scattered large fluffy pillows all around. In the center, I put in a large fish pond and filled it with a dozen or so large koi fish. With whatever space I had left, I put plastic pink flamingos and large potted palms decorated with lights in motion. Well now, you walk into my living room, and it's an explosion. People actually lose their balance when they first enter. My insurance company made me put in a handrail near the front door. But I love what it's saying. Here resides a woman dancing to her own music. A bold, daring woman. A trendsetter. Sure, a few people have thrown up when they first come in. But at least I know it stirred their imagination. I can't wait for you to come over and see it sometime. Just be sure to bring some Dramamine.
I promise you, Mitzi, I will as soon as I find the time.
Good, and wear boots. The damn koi fish slop water everywhere. So, okay, doll, let's have it. I haven't heard from you in a month. How's it going? Is it working out? Is it not working out?
What, with me and Bradley?
Of course, I'm dying to know. You were gonna mold him into the kind of guy that was right for you. I say it's a crazy scheme, but whatever gets the job done, go with it.
Well, it's been a little strange. I mean, it hasn't been the piece of cake that I thought it would be.
Of course not, because the man's an absolute loser. I saw that right away.
Well, that didn't seem to stop you from giving him your phone number at the Chinese restaurant.
Honey, I give every man my phone number. It's a habit, not a validation. So it's not working out?
Not the way I thought it would. I had very definite plans on how to fix him, like reshape him, reconstruct him.
Which is the only way a woman should go into a relationship.
But it was clear we had absolutely nothing in common from the very beginning.
Of course not. You're Rose God, and he's a manure pile.
Not books, not movies, not politics. Even our taste buds are different. I love sushi. He hated sushi.
I could never, ever be with a man who hated sushi.
We went for different basketball teams.
That's sick.
There's nothing we seem to agree on.
Had to be a living nightmare.
On our first date, we got into a horrible fight over who should pay for the cab.
I knew he was cheap. I caught that right from the start. That penny-pinching little twig.
I insisted on splitting it, but no, not him.
That money-grubbing little... Ugh.
He insisted on paying the whole thing.
He did?
No, my plans went to hell. He stopped whining, he stopped complaining, hell, he even stopped crying. He totally threw me off guard.
That bastard.
That's just it. He turned out to be sweet and caring and kind. Traits I wasn't at all prepared for, and slowly but surely, I found I liked being with him just the way he was.
You poor kid.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, sometimes he can still be a real pain in the ass. Sometimes he can be a bit insensitive, and sometimes he can even be a bit obstinate, but you know what I realized? I can too. The bottom line is that we both seem to be able to accept each other's imperfections, and most of all, this is the biggest shocker of all, I actually like being with him. And when I'm not, I find myself missing him.
I'm sick. I'm just sick about all this.
Why?
Because it happened to you and not me. And Bradley, does he feel the same way about you?
Well, he hasn't really said anything, but I get the sense that he does. I mean, after our first date, his ex-wife never came up again. I think that's a positive sign, don't you?
Maybe. What about sex?
Well, no, not yet.
Hot and heavy petting?
No, not yet.
French kissing?
No, not yet.
Really? The whole thing sounds sounds very perverted to me.
Well, I set up some pretty tough ground rules from the beginning, and he's been the perfect gentleman. Sometimes I get the feeling that he'd like to make a move, and now that I know I have these feelings for him, I wouldn't mind if he did, but he doesn't.
I hate guys who won't take the initiative. I wonder if the bad experience with his wife could have turned him gay.
Can I
I'm sure it happened to two of my exes after they left me.
Oh, it's so strange. I just feel so comfortable with him, so at ease. I think it's because I felt like I was so in control of the situation from the beginning that I let my guard down. All I know is that being with him gives me a wonderful feeling.
So what you're saying is, it's love?
You know, I've never really used that word before, but I think it could be.
And no sex.
I don't see how that's important.
Oh, please, get real. If two people truly love each other, there's sex. Even if only one person truly loves the other, there can still be sex. However, I found when neither person gives a damn about the other, that's when there's the best.
And what's the point you're trying to make?
No point, I'm just reminiscing. Anyway, like he's not going to make the first move, it's going to be up to you. Next time he comes over, answer the door naked. No, I'm serious. Just make sure it's him and not the building super. That's happened to me once. On the plus side, I now know what the super wants for Christmas. Expecting anyone?
No, Bradley wasn't supposed to come over till this evening. We were going to go bowling.
Hi.
Hi. What a surprise. Come on in. You remember Mitzi?
Oh yeah, of course, Uncle Wong Cruz, right?
I'm still waiting for your call. Oh, please, no explanation necessary. You got hung up on someone else. I understand perfectly.
Well,
I saw it on your face the minute you walked in. It's so lit up, so alive. Can you see it, Phyllis? I can see it. Something wonderful has happened to this man. Something recently has changed him from a pathetic, hopeless, the whole world sucks kind of guy into a happy, glorious, thank God I'm alive human being.
It's that obvious, huh?
Yes, and I'm sure once you have sex, that smile will be twice as wide.
Stop. You're embarrassing him.
Oh, please. I'm just telling it like it is, aren't I, Bradley? Something wonderful has happened to you, right?
Well, I guess there's no use keeping it in any longer.
Of course not.
Something wonderful has happened to me.
Out with it, out with it. I'm dying to know what.
Joyce is coming back to me.
Great!
What?
What?
Joyce is...
She's coming back to me. And I owe everything to you, Phyllis. I owe it all to you.
Shit.